Hi everyone, Dr. Brad Ingrao here. I'm an audiologist and hearing aids expert for SeniorLiving.org. Today we're going to find out what happens if you, lose your hearing aid. So hearing aids, as we all know, are very, very expensive. One of the things that a lot of my patients ask me is, with all of these masks that we have to wear going behind my ear, how on earth am I supposed to wear my hearing aids and not lose them? Well, a couple of tricks on the masks first, and then I'm going to talk about what happens if, unfortunately, you do lose it. So the first thing is the hearing aid is designed to sit just behind your ear, right next to your head. Now, if it's properly fitted, when it goes in, the tube will sit quite flush to your ear and everything will be fine. When you put your mask on, make sure that on your ear you slip the mask loop between your ear and the hearing aid. Now that way, when you take the mask off, the chances of you pulling the hearing aid off are less. Not 100%, but certainly less. The other thing that I have found helpful, I ride a motorcycle, and one of the things I have on there is a charging port. But because of the way it's wired, I have to remember to manually turn it off, otherwise it drains the battery. So right on top of the charging port, when I remove my phone, there's a sign that says, turn it off. That might be something to think about on the inside of your mask. So when you take your mask off, if you have a little tag inside that says hearing aids, it might help you remember, wait, let me check and make sure my hearing aids are still there. That's great. Hopefully, as they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. However, what happens if it actually does get lost? Well, anywhere that you buy a hearing aid, you're going to have what's called a hearing aid sale agreement. That's the contract between you and the person you bought the hearing aid from. On that sale agreement, there's going to be two different warranty dates. One of them is for repair. The other is for what's called loss and damage. The loss and damage policy is included usually for the first year, but sometimes, depending on how your hearing care professional works or your online dealer works, you can have up to 3 years of that loss and damage policy. The way it works is, if you happen to lose your hearing aid, the first thing I recommend, look all around. And with newer hearing aids, it's actually pretty cool because with newer hearing aids, there are apps that come with your hearing aid, and that smartphone app can potentially help you find your hearing aid. It's not like a metal detector exactly, but if you have adjusted your hearing aid anytime in the last little bit of time, and this is really important, your telephone settings are such that you have what's called location settings on. This is the setting in your phone that allows, when you call an Uber, for them to find you, that sort of thing. If your location settings are on, the app will remember the last time your hearing aid and the app talked to each other. And if you go to the Find Your Hearing Aid section of the app, almost all the apps have this, then you should be able to get a ballpark figure, and it'll give you a map. This is the area where we last talked to your hearing aid, so maybe it's somewhere around here. So you look around, you can't find it, what are you going to do? Check your documentation, your sale agreement. On that sale agreement, there should be a section, again, that says loss and damage. Then call either your local provider, or if you purchase the hearing aids online, you call that number and you say, look, I need to put in a loss and damage claim. The loss and damage claim is generally going to have a little co-payment or a deductible, a couple $100. You fill out a form, you essentially describe, I was going to the store, I had a mask on, I took the mask off, I put it back on, I got home, and I couldn't find my hearing aid. I looked around, I used the app on my phone, I still couldn't find my hearing aid, it's lost. You send that in, sometimes you have to have it notarized depending on the manufacturer, and you make the appropriate loss and damage deductible payment. And then shortly after that, the manufacturer is going to send you a brand new hearing aid, exact make and model. If your dispenser has it set up, they can actually pre-program it. You get it back and you're good to go. Now, if you lose it once, that's all you get. It's a one-time deal. So if you lose it, what I usually recommend is, in addition to doing all these other things I talked about, you should maybe look into some alternative accessory information on insurance. So these policies are written by insurance companies. There's a couple of them out there, and your hearing care professional can give you more details about it. Those, you pay a premium, just like any other insurance policy, and if you have a loss or damage beyond repair, you can get that replaced. Another possibility, and this is, you have to kind of do your research and weigh the options, you may be able to put a rider on your homeowner's insurance or your renter's insurance to cover hearing aids. It may be that the increased premium there exceeds the premium on the hearing aid related insurance. It may not be. So I guess the take-home message is, don't panic. If you lose a hearing aid, don't run out and pay full price for another hearing aid. Number one, remember, check your loss and damage on your sale agreement. If you are still within your loss and damage period, put a claim in and get your hearing aid replaced. If you've already done that, or you're beyond that time period, then I would look into those third-party programs and see about that. If you don't have insurance and you've lost your hearing aid or you're out of warranty, you're unfortunately kind of out of luck. We do have an interview between myself and Jeff Hoyt and an article about some options for low cost or no cost hearing aids here at SeniorLiving.Org. So make sure you check that out. And otherwise, keep it safe. Please wear your mask when it's appropriate. But remember, hearing aid first. Mask second, check the loop, and don't forget, when you take it off, make yourself a note, check that hearing aid. Before you go anywhere, go like this: I got my hearing aid, I'm good to go. Take care, and we'll see you next time.